If you've ever come home from a field op and once you got home, you just took all your gear and set it on the ground and you didn't look at it, touch it, do anything to it for the entire month until the next field op, hit that subscribe button. Don't lie to me about this, Army and Marines. I know you guys do this. Don't unsubscribe if you're already subscribed. Don't just click it. Make sure that you subscribe. Like, comment, do all that good stuff. I'm always interested to see what the community comes up with when it comes to the comments, even when it disappoints me sometimes. I review gear. I talk about it. I use my experiences, others' experiences, and I try to make something that's easily digestible that you can use. Therefore, you can kind of troubleshoot your own equipment or make it better or kind of figure out what you want to do. Sometimes we have cool opportunities that come along the way. So something that recently came up was that I was talking with Alonzo Defense Group, and I love their stuff that they make, like their belts already. And we decided to collab and start putting a lot of the product ideas that I have to market. That way we can kind of bring some of that goodness out to you guys. We have a lot of stuff coming out. A couple things we have are obviously the shirt. So, if you're a OG Thought Slayer, make sure you get the Thought Vaccine shirt. There's one with the Mark 18. There's also one with the Roland Special or a comped Glock with a optic and Surefire X300U. Pick the one that best suits you. If neither of them feel like they suit you because you don't have those guns, just kind of pick whichever one you feel like is your spirit animal and kind of go from there. One of the products that I'm really excited about, guys, is the gun belt that we came out with. And it looks really simple, and it is, and that's kind of what I was going for. A lot of guys, when they're buying gun belts, are getting a lot of accoutrements and accessories that are kind of unnecessary on the belt. So I wanted to slim it down, make it as light as possible, strong as possible, and something that was easy to use and that worked in the field. So there's a lot of thought processes that went into this. So let's talk about why Alonzo Defense chose what they did and kind of how my input kind of helped kind of shape that. So first off, we use Scuba Webbing as our base. And why Scuba Webbing? Well, simply put, Scuba Webbing is not destroyed by water. It's very stiff, and it's incredibly durable to abrasion, grinding, all that kind of grinding, and all that kind of stuff. And that's the reason we use it. Now, it is incredibly stiff, so like if I try to bend that, this is not happening. Now, it's not so stiff to the point where it's gonna hurt and dig into your side because it does flex in the correct way around your hips. That way you don't have any problems. I wore this for 2 days during a recent shooting event. I had 2 AR mags, 2 Glock mags, IFAK, gun, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have any problems over that time with chafing or anything like that. So design is a success so far. So anyhow, Scuba Webbing is awesome. A lot of people end up having those D-rings on a lot of gun belts, but those D-rings aren't always necessary, and a lot of people never end up using them or even know what they're used for. So if you don't know why you need a D-ring, you probably don't need the D-ring and the D. So I just went ahead and did away with that. Most of the time I'm not using it unless I'm doing some type of vehicle op, specifically in a helicopter or something like that. In that case, I have a whole kind of different setup. So in this case, we did away with that, and we also did away with Velcro because I don't like how loud Velcro is. I don't like how when it gets dirty, it doesn't stick well. I'm not a huge fan of it. So we went to a more traditional buckle. Now, we went with a really heavy duty, very thick buckle that can withstand a lot of stuff. And we also went with solid brass instead of steel. So the question people ask is, why would you go away from steel? There's a very good reason. In my experience, doing combat movement and all that kind of stuff, when I get down to look at my compass, kind of navigate and that type of stuff, I typically cover myself with the poncho, hold that right at waist level. And the problem can be that with those steel buckles that they draw the compass needle off. So that's something that you don't need happening in your life. So we chose a non-ferromagnetic material, which is brass, and brass will stand the test of time. Roman artifacts are still around. They're made of brass. Therefore, brass is cool. Hence why we have this, and it looks cool too. We have an anti-corrosion coating on it. If you don't like the color, spray paint it. It's not a big deal. I haven't had any problems with it. As far as retaining any excess material, we have a really thick elastic strap that can retain anything that you might need. In that way, we have a very simple gun belt that works incredibly well. It's quickly become my favorite gun belt. I do want to point out that there are a lot of really good gun belts out there, and that you need to figure out what's going to work for you based on what you do. you know, the Wilderness makes a really good one. T-Rex Arms, Lucas just released a really good one, and I'm a huge fan of it. It just depends on what you're doing. But this is quickly becoming my favorite gun belt and kind of my go-to. Look at all those products, figure out what works for you guys, and that will kind of help you, you know, decide which one you want. But for me, this one's my favorite. Am I biased? Probably, but I think you guys will be well pleased should you buy this gun belt. It comes in at around $65, but with my discount code, I think you're a little less than that. So make sure you use that discount code. It'll be down in the description with links to all this kind of stuff. But what really matters is a montage, right? This doesn't matter unless you actually see it in action. So without further ado, we're gonna get into a montage. Remember guys, looking cool matters. Always appreciate the support.
You're good. Twice. Hit. 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 Find it, Mike. Find it. Nice.